favorite people in the world always talk about the start of New Year's. And not just January 1st and the calendar year, but all the other New Years that we celebrate all year long. Like the start of a new football season, or even the start of a new school year. And boy, do I have the story about a start of a new school year. You see, summer vacation was coming to a close in the beautiful blue waters around Hawaii. And that meant that soon, all the fish in the sea would be back to school, playing with their friends and learning together. And there was one little shark who was particularly stoked about the first day of school. And that little shark is what this little story is about. Now, wait, if I'm gonna tell a story about a shark, I don't think it's right that I do that in a football jersey, right? I didn't think so. Well, let's see what happens if I do this. That's better. Don't you think so? Okay, good. So as I was saying, this little shark's name was Tafa the Shark. Did you guys catch that? It's really not that hard. Let's sound it out together. You ready? Tafa, ala, toy, e, tawa. Tafa ala toy tawa. See, it's not that hard, but for the sake of the story and the sake of time, we're just gonna call him what every other fish does. Tafa. So as I was saying, it was the first day of first grade for Tafa. And I don't know if you guys know, but in the ocean, that's a pretty big deal. Tafa was so excited. All the new friends he would make, all the fish he would meet, and all the fun that they would have together. The day had finally come and Tafa sprang out of bed and raced downstairs as fast as he can. And when he got down there, Mom was making a big breakfast. And he ate as fast as he could and was out the door. Tafa, wait, yelled Mama Shark as he rushed out the door. Your lunchbox. Tafa swam back as fast as he could and then took off again. Thanks, Mom, love you, bye. Tafa, wait, yelled Papa Shark. Your other lunchbox. You see, I know I said Tafa was just a little shark, but sharks are still pretty big. So Tafa swam back as fast as he could and then took off again. But before he could get away, Papa Shark stopped him again and said, Tafa, wait. What now, Dad? And Papa Shark said, you really thought I was gonna let you go to your first day of school without doing a smile check? Now before we go on with the story, do you know what a smile check is? A smile check. It's super easy. All that happens is I say, smile check, and then we both smile at each other. You ready? 3, 2, 1, smile check. See? It's easy. Now, I want to do another one, but this time I don't want any picture day smiles. I want the biggest smile that's ever been smiled in the history of smiling. And personally, for these type, I think it helps to make a silly noise when you do it too, okay? You ready? 3, 2, 1. Biggest smile check in the history of ever smiling. I think that was pretty good. It's kind of silly and Tafa thought so too, but he liked how it made him feel. So he always did a smile check whenever his dad said to. So, having passed the routine smile check, Tafa was off to the first day of school. It was glorious. All kinds of fish were gathered outside school. Tafa took a big deep breath and with nervous excitement, swam up to some fish that looked about his age. He smiled wide and said, hey, I'm Tafa. But they all swam away before he could even get his name out. That's strange, Tafa thought. I guess it is almost time for class though, so Tafa went in. Then recess came. Oh, the excitement for recess on the reef. Tafa could only imagine the fun that would be had. Kickball, Red Rover, and all other kinds of fish games. Again, Tafa approached some fish from his class, smiled wide, and said, hey, I'm Tafa. But they all swam away. And so the day went on. This day that Tafa had been so excited for. A bit discouraged, Tafa didn't try talking to any more of his classmates that day. And he swam a little slower on his way home. When he got home, Mama and Papa Shark were waiting for him. How was your day? They asked. It was the worst, Mom and Dad, the worst. I got to school and I was so excited, and any time I went up to other fish, they'd just swim away. I mean, I was smiling big and being myself, and it was just the worst ever. And, Mama Shark started getting pretty upset and she started saying she was gonna, call the principal and do this and do that, but Papa Shark just smiled a little bit and you knew that he understood what Tafa was going through. So Papa Shark and Tafa went off for a swim together and they had a little talk. And Papa Shark told Tafa real simply that a lot of times sharks get a bad rep. but that is no reason to change who you are. And that's when Papa Shark told Tafa why they've done the smile check all these years. Papa Shark told Tafa, the smile is the window that lets people see what's inside. Don't stop smiling and don't stop being you. Now, did I mention that at the beginning of every school year, Tafa's show had a big talent show? And after having this talk with Papa Shark, Tafa knew just what he had to do. He was gonna enter the talent show. He was determined to let people know who the real Tafa was. The big day had finally came, and as acts went on, Tafa's came closer and closer, and he could feel his little shark heart pumping. Can you guys pump your heart like Tafa? You ready? Pump, 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 pump. And Tafa got so nervous, and as he swam up to the stage, he wasn't sure if he should do it. He thought, what if they don't like my joke? But he remembered what Papa Shark said and took the stage. Do you know why fish don't play basketball? And there was complete and utter silence. And into the silence, one little fish over on the side couldn't take the stress anymore. He said, why don't they play basketball? And Tafa, back on stage, told him, he said, because they're scared of nets. And into the silence, Peter Pufferfish ballooned up and couldn't stop himself from laughing. And soon, all the fish were laughing. They loved Tafa's joke. And Tafa stood on the stage and smiled. And that was then that the fish realized Tafa never wanted to eat us. He was just smiling. He was just being himself. From then on, Tafa was one of the funniest fish in school, and he taught everyone a very valuable lesson that day. Never judge someone by the way they look. Thank you guys so much for listening to my story. Would you guys do one more smile check with me? You would? Great, you ready? 3, 2, 1, smile check. Thank you guys again for listening to my story, and always remember to smile. It really is the window that lets people see what's inside.